So the channel goes to gallbladder 12 and then it bounces forward, okay, to gallbladder 13, and then okay, so for gallbladder 13, this is the point that is, you know, in the description it says 2/3 the distance from DO24 to stomach 8, but in practice just use the outer canthus of the eye and then just sort of draw a line straight up into, yeah, I have to be careful that I'm actually drawing it straight up, but straight up in like 0.5 sun within the anterior hairline. Okay, so if this is her anterior hairline right here, about half a sun up, this would be her gallbladder 13, the Ben Shen. Okay, sorry. That's gallbladder 13, and then we go down to gallbladder 14, which is the yang bai, the yang white. Okay, so you can go from the middle of the eyebrow, but you're supposed to have this gallbladder 14 and the rest of these points line up with the pupillary line. So you know, you want to make sure you're looking from the front and find the, you know, the center of her pupil. Follow that line back. Okay, so if this is the middle of her eyebrow, we're going to go 1 sun up into her forehead right here, so about this distance here. Okay. This is her gallbladder 14, the yang bai. Okay, and then from here we're going to just continue the line going back. Okay, so gallbladder 15 is following this line up 0.5 sun within the anterior hairline. That will be her gallbladder 15. Then the next 3 points, gallbladder 16, 17, and 18, are going to be 1.5 sun back from each other. So from, you can kind of feel these. Okay, gallbladder 15. The only thing is I can't, you know, necessarily line it up with her pupil line from here. Okay, but if I trace my finger straight back, 1.5 sun, this is her gallbladder 16. Another 1.5 sun back, and I feel her gallbladder 17 over here. And then one more 1.5 sun back is her gallbladder 18. And gallbladder 18 should be roughly level with her DO20. DO20 is, again, kind of roughly level with the posterior border of the ear, so this kind of matches up right here. Okay, DO20 is on the middle, and gallbladder 18 is about here. Okay. Okay. The last 2 points we move to the the back of the head, yeah. And first, let's locate the gallbladder 20. Okay, the feng qi. Okay. This one is pretty clear, but if you wanted to use gallbladder 12, okay, you find where gallbladder 12 is. Again, following the mastoid process to inferior and posterior to the mastoid process. So this would be where her gallbladder 12 is, where my middle finger is. My thumb is on the spine, the posterior midline at that level. And then if I put my index finger about halfway between those 2 points, that will be roughly where gallbladder 20 is. But it's much easier probably to feel. Okay, this right here is, these are her trapezius muscles right here, just beside the cervical spine. And then this muscle over here is her her sternocleidomastoid. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping between the trapezius on this side and the SCM on this side. Okay, there's kind of a valley between them, and I just follow that all the way up until I run up against the occiput. So this is where her gallbladder 20 is. Okay, right up here, my middle finger is. Okay, now gallbladder 19, the Naokong, the brain hollow, is the same distance lateral as gallbladder 20, but you know, it's further up. Okay, so this is going to be the lateral distance where my gallbladder 20 is. I have to find how far up on the back of the skull gallbladder 19 is. So to do that, I just feel the back of the skull for the EOP. So this is where her EOP is, her external occipital protuberance, where my middle finger is. And I slide my finger up just very slightly into that slight depression above the EOP. That's going to be where do 17 is Naohu, okay? And most of the time, well, you can kind of feel this depression for gallbladder 19. You start from Naohu, do 17 on the posterior midline, and you just slide your finger laterally. You can kind of feel your finger fall into a slight depression, and that will be where her gallbladder 19 is. And we can just check to make sure that it lines up roughly with the gallbladder 20 down here. Okay, and I know you can't, it's hard to tell with all the hair, but they kind of do, you know, gallbladder 19 up here and gallbladder 20 down here. Okay. All right.